Hello everybody, this is Daily May here, and today I am going to be running Resident Evil 5. This is the gold edition that I own on PC. So I will be running the category of, the level is amateur. This is new game plus any percent. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna select Chris, because Chris is bae. Freaking love Chris. Anyway, so without further ado, I am going to start. Now. And then we can go.
This is Kirk. Chris, Sheva, can you read me?
Chris here.
So I'm going to be showing you throughout the run on how to defeat certain bosses in like just seconds. It doesn't really take long for me to actually beat the bosses that we're going to be encountering. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this shed, and then I'm going to have Sheva, make sure Sheva's close to me. You wanna make sure that Sheva is near you, because
Grab your weapons.
so that way you are able to
Remember, we're a team. Whatever happens, we stick together.
save time.
I may not be as big as you.
Sorry if I've been switching weapons, but you really want to hold the grenade. The reason I want to hold the grenade while I'm playing Chris is because with the grenade, it's actually he's actually faster when you're holding a lighter weapon, such as the grenade. You can use the hand grenade, you can do a flash grenade, you can use the incendiary grenade. So whichever grenade you prefer to play Chris and run, you're more than welcome to. But I prefer the hand grenade, so that way I can use it right away, and it gives a lot of damage.
Come in, Kirk. The locals were hostile and we had to use force. We
I'm
don't
gonna
have
get
any
the grenade
contingency
here.
plans for this situation, do we, Kirk?
Use this.
But your orders still stand.
What does that mean? Was HQ expecting this?
Sheva, hurry!
Okay.
So I've actually started playing Resident Evil 5 on Xbox 360. Just gonna pick this up just because. And how I'm skipping most of the cutscenes, I am pressing select on my Xbox controller. And we're just gonna first encounter our boss, but it's pretty much surviving in this first part is to really avoid the locals, because these locals are crazy. Let's freeze them. With freezing them, it is a lot faster, and you can go ahead and shoot them, and if they're not frozen, that's totally okay. Really, your main focus on this part is to survive. So we're gonna play survival here. So in order for us to actually get through the gate, we would have to wait a little longer, so that way the Reaper Magini will swing his weapon across the gate, and then we will be able to go through. He's down. He's down. He's down. And there's gonna be more coming, and it's not really a big deal. When you see these locals, you see a lot of mixed race here. Obviously African American, Arabic,
Kirk,
Asian.
come in. The locals are hostile. The gate is sealed, and we're trapped. We need backup, and we need it right now.
Roger that. Just sit tight. I'm on my way.
Did you hear that, Sheva? Help's on the way.
Got it. I just hope he gets here quick.
I would like to be in full health, so I'm gonna be on the left side, so that way, as you can see, I am running. And that was not really the Reaper that attacked me. It was actually one of the locals, and that's totally okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna climb up here. This is the safest spot, and I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw a grenade. I'm gonna pick up some grenades. Why not? Okay, he's down. So, where I'm at right now,
I need your help. I owe you one.
so you want Sheva to move up a bit, move back a bit. I'm gonna pick these up, why not? So on this ledge right here, where I'm standing, where Sheva's standing, this is where the enemy should not see you. So when they climb up the ladder, or they come right above the billboard, I'd say.
There's just no end to them.
We've got to hold out till Kirk gets here.
Hopefully this spot will not have the enemies see us. So let's see. Let's test it out. Always have your weapon handy. Oh.
Come on.
Okay.
So it's kind of like right here.
Come on.
Roger.
Come on.
Roger.
And we're not gonna really run around and just beat all these locals. Nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, he messed up.
Come on.
You can't be serious.
Chris, Sheva, how you holding up? I'll be there shortly. Just hang in there.
Help me out. Come on.
Roger.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Roger.
Come on.
Roger.
Come on.
Okay.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm gonna take out
Okay.
the door. Find some cover.
So we're good on that. The most important part is to really survive. And I'm gonna go ahead and take out my grenade launcher. We don't really need that anymore.
Kirk, we owe you one.
See, after the first section of the chapter, they're just literally by the gate.
Roger that.
Which is funny because we were on the rooftop to survive, but we're good. So as you will probably can tell that this game is actually very, very linear compared to other Resident Evil games. This is very linear. There's a lot of action, more as to being scary. Because most of the time here in this setting, it's mostly daylight. So what I'm doing here is I am doing a Charlie Brown. I call it the Charlie Brown. So basically, in order for Sheva to come closer to you, this is faster. This is a little bit faster as well. I'm just gonna do. I can do a scooch if Sheva's like way behind me. These locals don't really do much. And there's not a lot of puzzle solving in this game too. So I want to give a huge shout out to Plywood for actually introducing me to Resident Evil in general. He actually gave me a copy of the Xbox 360, and ever since I started playing this, I actually love it. So thank you, Plywood, for introducing me to Resident Evil. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna pick up some money just to save some time.
Don't like the looks of this. We have to keep moving.
Come on!
Roger.
Make sure Sheva is by the door when you open it. So that way she's right there. Now there are about 3 or 4 costumes that you can actually change for Chris and Sheva. And as you could totally tell,
Go!
Roger.
you could totally tell that most of my weapons are infinite. And with New Game Plus, the rule is you can totally use limited items. That's our first boss, so all you have to do is shoot with a rocket launcher. Sounds easy? Definitely. Especially on any certain level, you can definitely defeat Ouroboros, the first Ouroboros.
Come on!
Roger.
So that's the first Ouroboros that we've encountered. There's actually going to be at least 2 more. The second one is the same, and then the other one is going to be really, really big. But I won't be spoiling that. Okay, we're just gonna keep going.
We can't let Irving get away. We have to get to the station.
So this game is really available on Steam. You can definitely get the regular version if you'd like, but I prefer the gold edition because there are extra content that you can actually play through and sub games that you can play as well. I find this game very, very enjoyable, and it's very enjoyable mostly for co-op. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna be shooting the booby traps. before the dogs come out. Who let the dogs out? I'm gonna get my rocket launcher, and I'm gonna be shooting right here because there will be a bunch of enemies. I'm gonna do it twice, because why not? Let's do it a third time. Here we go.
Come on! Hurry! Shove up!
Okay, so it's optional that you can definitely use a hand grenade, but in this case I'd like to use my rocket launcher. It gives me more stability to aim the truck. And you want to shoot the truck before it actually comes closer to you. And then when we go all the way down the stairs, we will be hitting our checkpoint, and this is where I'm gonna start doing a restart, but we won't lose any progress. The reason I'm doing that is because we're gonna have less enemies to encounter, but we have no choice. So where I'm gonna be going ahead and definitely shooting these dogs, and you want to hit the ceiling, so that way you'll be able to eliminate most of the infected dogs. So, which is good. Chances are, if you don't...
Hurry! Come on! Hurry! Hurry! Hurry!
And you really want to keep telling Sheva, like, let's go girl, let's keep moving. We ain't got no time. And we encounter our BOWs.
Watch out!
I'm gonna go up the ladder, we're gonna pick up our port key so that way we can go across the port.
Someone's here.
And then what I'm gonna do for Sheva, actually, is I'm gonna go ahead and give her an attack mode so she can stay out. And then I'm gonna be opening this door, get the key, and then I can go ahead and get out. Just like that.
Come on!
And Sheva's right there. When she's in attack mode, she will literally be either getting the barrels, like destroying the barrels, crates, or encounter any enemies. You can go under this ladder because they won't be
You two okay?
they won't attack you.
Provide air support. It's gonna get hot down there, so watch out.
Wow. I didn't think HQ
And we're gonna
actually
go
cared.
ahead and go through this gate. And then after this gate, I'm gonna go on the inventory, or actually press restart and go to your item management. And we're gonna equip our Gatling gun. And we're only gonna be using it on this part because there is going to be a gate coming up. Normally you would want to have Sheva go across the other building.
What the fuck are those? Mounted in HQ. I'm under attack by flying BOWs. I'm losing engine power. Oh shit! I'm out of control.
Alright, I'm gonna throw my grenade. Just in case I missed.
Come in, Kurt!
You can go ahead and... Alright. I'm gonna be shooting just like that. Alright, we're good. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and equip my rocket launcher because the next boss we're actually gonna be encountering is the Chainsaw Majini. When you're playing through, you really, the only way you can actually defeat him if you don't have a rocket launcher is to really shoot him in the eye and do some melee. Alright, and then that finishes our second boss. We'll be encountering more Chainsaw Majinis later. we're gonna go ahead and go through this gate, and we're gonna be encountering the locals on the motorcycle, and this will require us to see buttons that we must press ahead of time. So these buttons come arbitrarily, so it's RNG for the most part. So you really gotta focus on the screen. We're pretty good with timing. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the Gatling gun, and I'm just gonna equip that really quick. Then we're gonna go ahead and keep moving. I'm gonna keep my handgun the whole time.
Past the station. Not too far from here. Follow me.
Always keep your map on. And you want to shoot these booby traps, and then when you see the dogs, go ahead and shoot them. There's another one right here. And then we're gonna go up top. We're gonna go on top of the train. Eliminate these guys, because why not? And there are BOWs, which is really, really scary. But not necessarily. Now we're gonna go down. Alright, and you gotta shoot these little booby traps. And then Shiva's right there. We're gonna go down the mine. And this is where it gets really dark. And I'm gonna pick up the lantern.
And I'll cover us.
So it's a lot easier for me to actually pick up the lantern, because it'll give me ahead of time to actually go through the mine. You'll probably get attacked at least once, maximum is twice, but really try to avoid them as quick as you can. This part is like, I'll probably take some damage. And as you can see that the GPS is unavailable, because most of the time when you're underground, you won't be able to get good signal. So I'm gonna go ahead and put down my lantern, and then I'm going to turn and have Shiva go across. Alright, and then I'm just gonna keep myself busy by attacking these guys. And that's okay if I took damage, it's totally okay. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just keep moving. And there's gonna be more enemies that we're gonna encounter. And no worries, we'll pick up more hand grenades later on. So we just went through the mine. There's still no signal, but that's okay. We don't really need the signal, because all we're doing is going through here and just going through the elevator. We are most likely going up. And don't worry about these guys. They don't really matter that much. Yep, we are going up. I'm just gonna wait for Shiva.
Come on!
And this part can be a little bit tricky too, because you never know if your partner is behind or ahead of you, but for the most part your partner is going to be behind you. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We're gonna chase Irving. We will be encountering Irving a little bit later.
Okay, I'm sending someone after him now. I need you two to head back this way.
Roger that.
And this game is definitely co-op. You can definitely play co-op, obviously. A lot of people find it more enjoyable to play co-op, because there is a lot of teamwork and there's a lot of communication, where if you're playing solo, just like I'm doing right now, my only communication is really relying more on Sheva behind me, so we're gonna go ahead and restart. And then I'm gonna go ahead and exit. So that way Sheva is right here. And I'm gonna have Sheva go ahead and just like come by. We don't have to go up there. Like, we don't have to have Sheva go up there. So it's actually a lot easier to go along the side, so that way the bombs won't actually hit you. There's a lot of bombs, so really be careful. And then I'm gonna wait for Sheva. She is going to push this with me. And then I'm gonna go ahead and equip my rocket launcher. And we're gonna go down and we're gonna encounter our next boss. All we need is to really shoot this bad guy. And then we're gonna go ahead and shoot him twice. And that's our next boss. You only need two hits to actually beat him. I'm gonna remove this for now. And we can't do cutscenes here. I can't skip it.
Yes, but there will be other opportunities. Sheva to headquarters.
This is headquarters. What's your situation?
So the next part, as you can see, there is a machine gun that we'll be using.
We're rejoining Delta team and heading
And this only requires the machine gun, so we'll be shooting these logos.
Got company.
They don't let up, do they?
And really,
Do what you gotta do to stop them.
like he said,
Don't get too trigger happy or the guns will overheat. If that happens, we'll be an easy target until they cool down. Got some sharp curves up ahead. Hold on
and there will
tight.
be some curves that we will have to press certain buttons. So so there's gonna be a first truck over here. So really, you gotta shoot them.
Uploaded from that hard drive. Most of the townspeople have been infected by parasites known as Las Cartas. The data refers to the infected as the GD.
What does all this have to do with Ouroboros?
You go to him. They didn't see.
And don't shoot too much because the machine guns will overheat. So you really gotta be careful. And don't let these locals throw a bottle of gasoline, because that will give you a lot of damage. So you really gotta be careful.
It's gonna get bumpy. Hang on.
Oops, wrong button. And then there's gonna be the next trucks, so you wanna go ahead and shoot them ahead of time. You really wanna get the guy who is actually driving the truck, because otherwise we will be colliding with them.
That one can scratch the paint.
Watch out. I should have not followed Sheva. Go at your own pace. We got some more coming. It kind of helps too to actually hear from one ear to another. We don't really need to shoot the truck on the left. This is the most important truck ever, so Sheva can definitely take care of that if she wants. And then we're gonna get this guy right there. There we go. He just don't want to quit. And that's his fault. So this part can be tricky if you're not aiming correct, if you're not aiming steady, because they're everywhere. They're literally everywhere. So do the best it's better to do the best you can and really focus. So the next part, we're going to be encountering the trucks. I'm going to go ahead and start shooting.
There's no getting past that truck unless you two do something about it.
Alright, we have
Nice.
destroyed the trucks. There's going to be another truck upcoming on our right side. So I'm gonna go ahead and start shooting.
He's trying to ram us into the river! Do something!
Alright. And there's a lot of damage, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. I should be, but we're actually at a good pace. Damage can happen in this no matter what. And now we're gonna be countering our next boss. This big fella. And it's better to shoot him like when you're zooming in. And you want to just mainly aim for his face.
Look! There's something coming out of it! We should try aiming at those!
Definitely aim at that part. And he's about to get a pole right there. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and shoot this fella right there. And you wanna go ahead and zoom out a little bit so that way you have better aim. You can go ahead and zoom in. Ooh. Let's shoot that barrel over there. Or actually... Alright, now we're gonna give it our all on this part. There we go, and he's down. Okay. And I'm going to get most of my weapons, so I'm going to get my rocket launcher back, and I'm going to get my grenade back, and it doesn't have to be in particular order. I'm just going to go ahead and equip myself some first aid spray. And Chris is going to be the one that will be, we're going to be picking up 4 slates. So this is the first slate that we have. And then we're going to go ahead and get on the boat. And you want to really be careful driving this, even if you're pressing turbo. I mean, although you want to be faster when driving the boat, you really want to be very careful when pressing turbo. Because when you press turbo and you hit a wall, you will lose a little control, or actually, you're just going to bump into the wall. So I am being very, very gentle with the turbo as much as I can so I don't hit the wall. I mean, even if you're like not pressing turbo, you're going to actually be okay. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and get our next slate. We're gonna be encountering more enemies, but these are not just locals; these are tribes. So tribes are actually a lot stronger. So, and then we're gonna go ahead and get the next slate. And thank you, Sheva, for actually giving me the Alright. So it's actually a lot easier to go in the house to pick up the slate more than actually going around the house. It does definitely save a lot of time. These guys are very, very feisty, so we really gotta be careful here. and we're gonna
You
go.
steer. I'll shoot. Slow down. It's hard enough to shoot as it is.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get going. And you can run over these guys if you want, but really be careful when running over them, because if you run over them and they shoot at the same time, you'll be getting damage. So we're gonna be going on our next slate. I'm gonna equip a gun so that way I'll be able to shoot these alligators. They will be jumping, but using this gun, since it has like infinite ammo, you want to move this way. This one's the trickiest one, is that fellow right here. Let's just shoot him. So he's gone. So we don't have to worry about him, which is nice. Before I'm like, I don't know if it's possible for me to actually beat him, but now that I've gotten used to this, or actually gotten used to encountering the it's actually I didn't know that damaging the alligators would make a difference. So I'm just gonna keep equipping my gun here, and he's back. Alright. And you can go ahead and shoot him if you want. This is the part where a lot of people can die, so you really gotta be careful. So we made it safe, and which is nice. It can get very intense, but as long as you have right aim with the alligators, it'll just get into harm's way, you know. We're gonna go to our next destination, which is here. We're gonna be picking up our last slate, but this time we're gonna be having Sheva. We're gonna throw Sheva up on that shed in just a moment here. Right here. It's gonna be the one on the right. I mean, the first one is collectible items or treasures. You can go ahead and do that, but the treasure is actually here.
I owe you one.
Or actually, what am I doing? Alright.
Come on.
Okay.
I would like my grenade back. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and just like try to avoid these guys as much as we can, because if we don't, we're gonna be getting a lot of damage, of course. So it just could be tricky to actually dodge these guys, because they're very strong and they could literally give you a lot of health, actually, or actually not give you a lot of health. They will definitely give you a lot of damage. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, because we ain't got no time to actually fool around. Sorry if I'm going on a loop-de-loop here. We're actually going to be going here, where it's flashing, to our final destination. And I'm just going to be requesting Sheva to give me the grenade, because I needed more. We're going to insert all our slates here, and then we can go ahead and go in. So this next part, you really got to be careful, because there's going to be big Majinis that will be coming up. So really, really, really be careful, especially here. And then you want to go ahead and have Sheva on attack mode, so she'll be the one going through the gate. I'm gonna go ahead and equip my rocket launcher, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit that spot so I can eliminate most of these bad guys. And I picked up the blue Enigma, which is nice. Alright, and then I'm gonna go ahead and turn this.
You're taking the crank? Okay, I'll head for the bridge.
So she is going to go through the bridge, and it's better for your partner to actually go through the bridge. Once she goes into the bridge, you can go ahead and release. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and I can definitely collect this. Why not? Alright.
Come on!
Roger.
And then I'm gonna, let's just get out of here because things can get chaotic. So we're gonna keep moving. And that is the end of chapter 3.1. So I forgot to mention that there is a total of 6 chapters. Okay, and we're just gonna continue. And we're gonna go, we're gonna, on this one, we need to really bring the bridge down. And these guys will be popping up and be like, oh my god, there's humans! Let's get them, let's attack them! Excuse me. And then I'm gonna have Sheva.
Sheva.
Okay, get on the raft and I'll turn the crank.
Alright. We're gonna go ahead and climb. And then after that, once I get on the raft, I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to press restart.
I'll handle it. Be careful.
So after that, the reason why you want to do that because the enemies are
Raft and I'll turn the crank.
are
Handle it. Be careful.
not here now. They all disappeared. So that way it doesn't get really chaotic. And we're gonna really be careful because alligators do pop out, and if you miss, you will die in an instant. These one bite for these hungry mamas or dadas, they will literally kill you. So we're gonna go ahead and go on top here. I'm just gonna get myself out of here. Alright, so I'm gonna go over here. Make sure Sheva doesn't really go across where you are. Make sure she is following you at all times. That'll be our another checkpoint. Can go ahead and climb up. Go again. And we're gonna be closer to Irving once we get through the upcoming gate.
Trisel. They help fund the BSAA. What the hell are they doing here?
Looks like we've arrived at the oil field.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where we get our handy dandy gun. Because it's kind of important to actually beat the locals here. Let's go. We're gonna first start cranking right here. Go down. Go here. I'm gonna shoot this guy, why not? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and definitely release this. I'm gonna shoot that guy over there. So that way he doesn't get in the way. And the change on Magini is back. Alright. And the last one we're gonna be encountering. Gotta make sure we gotta be careful with the Chainsaw Majini because once he gets you and he attacks you with one chain, it's an instant kill. So you really gotta be careful here. And he's right there, so really, really be careful. And the best way to actually beat him is to really, really, okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and equip my rocket launcher. And then we're gonna go ahead and get this bad boy out of here. Woohoo! These guys just never quit. Whoop! There's two of them. Yes, there is two of them. So be careful over here. Gonna shoot that over there. And we're gonna go ahead and just wait for Sheva. Oop. And we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Alright. Alright, we on this.
Give me a grenade.
Okay, take this.
Alright, and now we could let's get the party started. We really gotta cover Josh while he is actually operating the elevator. You can go ahead and... Oops. Make sure that these enemies don't kill him. Okay.
Natural, but don't let your guard down. There's bound to be more of them around.
Give me a grenade.
Use this.
Much appreciated.
And there's plenty of more where that came from. There's actually gonna be more. And you want to keep Sheva on attack mode for just a little bit. Ooh.
Come on, Roger.
Sorry, my items are full.
Down.
Let's go.
On the elevator. Move. Sheva.
Alright. We're gonna keep on moving. We gotta go, you know. And we're gonna be okay here.
Bloody hell. These bastards don't quit.
They don't quit at all. You are right, Josh. Oops. We gotta avoid these guys because these guys don't want to quit at all. I'm gonna go ahead and definitely use a rocket launcher. Get these guys out of here. Oh no. Where did he come from?
This is going to be a pain in the ass. Ah, no! Not this shit. You two, engage those hostiles.
Okay. Oops. You want to go ahead and just get these hostiles. They just don't want to quit. That's all I'm gonna say. Why not? Get some money moolah over here. Okay, we're gonna be okay. Okay. I'm gonna keep equipping my hand grenades so that way I'll be able to run faster, 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 faster. Okay, look at that. We're like totally like under an hour, which is really great.
Let's go.
We're gonna go ahead and go. We're gonna encounter Irving, but not really, because in the next one he'll be the there is a timer, so when the timer goes out, we won't. Then that means we gotta start over. Okay. They just don't want to quit. Get these booby traps. The most important thing is to go on this boat and wait for Sheva and Josh. And now we're gonna be encountering our next boss, which is Irving. I'm gonna call him the mutating Irving.
Here we go. Hang on tight.
You want to shoot these guys first. And they are a pain in the butt. Okay, and there's gonna be more enemies. It's really easier to actually shoot those barrels, so that way you will eliminate these guys way ahead of time. It's a lot easier that way. Especially the ones on top too. There we go.
See what you two can do to get it open.
Ooh. We're gonna open the gate. Go as quickly as you can. Of course. And then we're gonna go over here. These guys are not important. These hostiles are not important. They're very, very unimportant. There's gonna be BOWs too, so really, really shoot these BOWs because they are a pain in the butt too.
Alright, let's go. Get down! Another pipe! Get down!
Things do get chaotic over here, so really be careful. Okay, I'm gonna equip my rocket launcher.
You two know what to do.
So what I'm gonna do with the rocket launcher is to really, really shoot the middle right over here, because you see those machine guns. You really want to shoot in the middle, so that way those enemies will not shoot you with the machine gun. Because if they do, then you're gonna be taking a lot of damage. I'm gonna have Sheva.
Get the lever over there.
Okay, and that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the lever. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and go across. Okay. Sheva can come in here. A lot of BOWs in this part too, but this is probably going to be the last time we're going to be encountering these BOWs, and we're going to be shooting them so that way Josh doesn't get a lot of damage. So, we good to go. Alright, we're going to be equipping our rocket launcher, huzzah! And now we're going to be encountering Irving. And I'm going to be here. I'm going to go ahead and shoot ahead.
Get out of here, Josh. It's too dangerous.
We'll try to stop it.
Alright. And we're going to go in the middle. And we're going to see Irving. Oh. Alright. And he's gone. He gone. Irving is gone. Humans that are mutated and that they're pretty important in the game, they usually get mutated at a literally bigger, and it's kind of weird, but not that weird. So we are in chapter 4, so we have 2 more chapters to go.
That's the name of the director of Tri-Cell's African division.
Do you think she could be connected to Irving?
It's possible, but I don't have any proof.
Tri-Cell. If there is a connection, what does that mean for Africa?
I'm not sure.
Look at all these spiders. Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Hey! Let's burn these. And that was actually pretty good.
Come on!
And you don't want these spiders to jump at you. Nobody really wants that.
I never knew such a place existed here.
It's actually a very pretty place. This
Looks like
part
there's
is
been
actually
some
pretty.
recent activity.
I find this very fascinating because it's so ancient. There's a lot of things that we probably don't know much in Africa. So this part I really like. Like.
Chris, are you okay?
Get these guys. Bye-bye. Alright, Sheva, thank you for covering me. Thank you. And we're gonna go ahead and open this, thinking that there's a treasure, but not really. You wanna go ahead and land? And then the most important thing is to go straight ahead. And we're gonna go through that crank over there. And don't worry about these guys. We're gonna deal with them in just a bit. Make sure you don't get attacked. So once you get your checkpoint, we're gonna go ahead and restart. And then there's gonna be less guys to defeat. And I am going to go ahead and definitely get them. Okay. I'm gonna equip my grenade here. And we're gonna go ahead and turn. Now you really want to avoid the I don't know what, I forgot what they called. The vines with the flame on it. So you really gotta
God's name, Arthur! Better give him a wide berth. Hurry! It's closing!
Ooh. Okay. And we are good.
I didn't know you could move so fast.
Whew. And I'm gonna go ahead and get myself comfortable on this next part. There's gonna be a lot of mashing on this part, but it won't be long. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna be pressing A. Jump. I'm gonna go ahead and mash. Jump. We're gonna jump. You wanna let them run on this part. Make sure you don't miss any buttons, because if you do, then you will end up falling. So we don't want that to happen. So on this next part, we're gonna be pulling these levers to actually move the statues. And each statue will give you a different path. And the stairs will be moving. The floors will be moving. I'm gonna go ahead and have Sheva look at this first.
Sheva,
Okay, get the other one.
And each chapter does give you options to actually collect a weapon, but in this case we don't really need to. Our main weapon that we really need is the handgun, grenade, and rocket launcher. But you don't want to use the rocket launcher that much. You don't want to overdo it, because if you overdo the rocket launcher, then chances are you will end up dying. So just be careful. Do you know how to shoot a bow and arrows, mister? They really don't know how. Kind of sad. And once we pull this, we won't be able to worry about those guys. I'm gonna go ahead and heal. And then I'm gonna let Sheva stay here.
Sheva.
Okay. There's only one chain. The other one must be somewhere else.
So we're gonna go down the stairs. That's so funny. That's so funny.
Hurry! Come on! Hurry! Come on!
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we're good to go. Okay. I'm just gonna carry my rocket launcher throughout the whole thing. So that way I'll be able to go ahead and get this last one. And we're gonna be encountering the next boss. Now, it's optional if you want to run away from him, But in this case, to make it a lot easier, we can go ahead and definitely just shoot this bad guy. He is back. He is not. I'm going to quit. Yep, he is down. Oh, why not? I could just pick up that gem. And we're gonna be finishing this section right here. Not too hard, eh? Because this is amateur. And if you're as long as you are very familiar with RE5, you are golden. So we're gonna be reaching to our end of the 4.2. Am I right? 4.1. It's okay. It don't have to be perfect. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on. And this one you want to be a little bit careful because we're gonna be actually picking up 3 slates. There is one on each side. So, and we're gonna be careful with those beams because those beams can definitely give you a lot of damage. I'm just gonna get that. Gonna get that first slate. Make sure you don't get a lot of damage from these guys, because these guys can really get you. So. Ooh. That's okay. Oh, why not? I gave it a try. It's okay.
Sheva, hurry! Hurry!
Okay.
Wow. While Sheva's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep running through, and that's totally fine. Alright, she's got the sky emblem. And why not? I'm just gonna...
I'm not gonna make it!
Let's see if I could just restart, and that's totally fine. Okay, we got our... we were actually very lucky. So I'm just gonna... For time's sakes, I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself. And I'm just gonna get rid of this bad guy. Bye! That way it'll be a lot easier for us to go through this. So I'm gonna go ahead and equip my grenade. Thought by waiting for Sheva it might be a little bit easier, but that's okay. Okay, we got all 3 of our slate. Or emblem, I'm sorry. I meant to say emblem. You know when you play a game and you want to memorize as much items as you can? Well, like for me myself, I'm not the best at remembering things, but in this case, I'm actually pretty we're actually at good pace here. So this is going to be the last part of chapter 4, and then we're gonna move on to chapter 5. So we're like literally halfway to finishing this game. Pretty close, and I'm pretty impressed.
I see. There's a trick to getting out of here.
So we're gonna wait for Sheva to actually go on top.
Tread carefully. Those beams are dangerously focused.
So I'm just gonna wait for her, and I'm gonna go ahead and move these beams, and then this beam will actually take you to the next floor.
Looks like it worked. Are we finished?
And we're not finished yet. Okay, we're gonna go knock down the pillars because this beam is actually in the way. So we're gonna knock it down. And make sure you don't touch these beams. Once you touch these beams, you are dead. So try your best not to get as much damage as possible. You also want to knock this one down. So the only thing we're just going to be moving is just this. And we're going to move to the right. And for a casual playthrough, you might be wondering, does this really take a while to actually solve this at first time? For me, absolutely. When you play through this puzzle can be a little bit tricky, but the more you recognize the patterns, you'll be able to let's see. You'll actually be able to recognize the patterns, and so yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and just move this one as well. You want to move this before anything. And then the beam that is actually hitting this will be moving to the right. Oh, we just missed one, and that's totally fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and just move this. Alright, we're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and just move through. And just be careful, don't touch these beams. Alright.
Alright, we got it!
We did. We actually got it. And Sheva's walking pretty slow because she doesn't want to get damaged by the beam. And we are at the end of chapter 4. So we went through all the craziness, but now we're actually going to be going through a lot more craziness in this game.
Not sure. But all this
Now we're at the point where you are finally discovering what is all behind this infection.
we can dig out.
But as you might know, it's the Ouroboros that does really affect the hostiles to become more affected, and
This is the facility from the picture. No doubt.
We're finally getting somewhere.
so these puppies are not friendly. We're gonna be encountering our enemy, which is called Lickers. They are basically the muscle dogs. I'm just gonna call them.
careful. I saw something.
Alright. As long as we open that on time, we're good.
Thank God there weren't more of them.
Yeah, we wouldn't last in a fight with a whole horde.
Yeah, we would. They say we're gonna here on this part we're gonna say gonna be really really quiet, but not really. So we're just gonna be a rebel, and we're actually gonna take a shortcut.
Guess their senses are weak.
And don't worry, we're going through this door is really really important. And all we have to do is just activate the elevator. So. Where are you, buddies?
Come on! Come on!
Yeah, just keep shooting just to kill time. Oops.
I owe you one.
Sheva, if you weren't in the way, honey, you would literally be dead by now. But... Ooh. Alright, we just gotta go. You know what I mean?
Come on!
Alright, and then we're gonna be encountering our next boss, and this is the huge spider. I'm gonna call them the huge spider. And we only need really one shot to actually kill him. He tends to move a lot, so...
He's down! Now's our chance!
Okay. Not much of what I was expecting, but that's okay. Yep, this is the end of chapter 5.1. And then we're gonna now go ahead and we're gonna go through. If Sheva was not in the way, then it would have gone smoother.
Guarantee she sent that BOW.
You really need to take one shot of the big spider, but that's okay. As long as we beat him, that's the most important thing. Hello, boys. Take cover? What do you mean take cover? And then I'm just gonna go ahead and just keep moving. Nah. Hiding's for losers. When you're in a speed run, there's no hiding. There we go. This gets very tricky because now these guys actually have weapons. So I really like. Yep, it does get crazy, and that's totally okay.
Come on! Hurry! Give me a can of first aid spray.
Alright, we're gonna heal ourselves on this one. And we're just gonna run through this. We don't have to really walk. Chapter 5 and Chapter 6 is the trickiest part of this game. I'm gonna go ahead and open. And make sure those liquors don't really get you. Where are they? It's really hard for me to see at this angle. That's okay. I think the best part is to really use a grenade, but that's okay. So again, this part is very tricky. So you really gotta be careful.
Looks like we have to go this way.
So to go through this conveyor belt, we're gonna go walk in the middle because those are the ones that are not moving. Alright, she's here. We can go ahead and get to our checkpoint. It's all about taking risk on this part. Once we get through here, we can go ahead and on this part when we go down the stairs, we won't be encountering the enemies anymore, which is actually very nice. Now I'm going to be using a rocket launcher on the upcoming enemy that we're going to be encountering.
Missiles?
Why would they need these, do you think?
Maybe they're planning to start a war.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and equip my rocket launcher. Those are the ones that we want to kill. So they're actually going to be popping up in just a moment. They do hatch from the ceiling, so which is... And you can go ahead and just shoot them with the rocket launcher. Because with the rocket launcher, it's actually very helpful. But if you don't have a rocket launcher, you can go ahead and shoot them with the machine gun. And then we're going to be making our way.
These must be the discarded test subjects from the research facility.
And that's okay. This is actually very hard to actually go through, so we're just gonna go ahead and definitely get through these unwanted...
Help! Help! Help me out here!
yeah, these unwanted zombies. They do pop up very easily. So you want to make sure that they are... Whew, okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. It's okay. It's okay. Sheva gets very trapped in here, so I'm gonna be helping her out. Okay. Didn't really take long. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and just equip my rocket launcher, because this is the second Ouroboros that we're gonna be encountering, and all we need is a rocket launcher. This one's actually bigger. This Ouroboros is much more ferocious, that is true. Alright, and we're gonna be on our way to finishing chapter 5, and we're gonna go on to chapter 6. Chapter 5.3 is actually the most difficult part of this run, so this does take a lot of concentration for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going through.
What does she mean?
Something about a philosopher's stone and selecting DNA. Doesn't matter what she says. She's just a terrorist. End of story. We can't risk Ouroboros getting out of here and infecting people.
Then let's go take care of business.
So now we're finally gonna be encountering the real enemy behind this. Not gonna say who, but if you know, don't spoil it. But, whew. It gets really intense when you're at the near the end of the game. Which is a good thing. I'm just gonna take out my rocket launcher, because these bad boys don't wanna... They just don't wanna let us through, but we gotta go through. There will be times that these will pop out, but most of the time they won't be. I like picking up jewelry too. It's okay. It's totally cool. Okay, we're good for now. Slow pokes. Okay, and we just have to activate that operator. Operator, hello. You guys are making this way too easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and just shoot these guys. And I'm gonna have Sheva actually operate the platform.
Sheva!
Roger. Here I go. Keep your eyes open.
Ooh, good job, Sheva. Alright, I'm gonna operate the platform.
Okay, get this thing moving.
And we're gonna go ahead and just keep moving. We're gonna Keep moving over here. So as you see that these puzzles are not really difficult to solve. And all these guys introduce us to rocket launchers. Woohoo! Okay. We're gonna go through here. And so far so good that Sheva is actually pretty much behind us at all times. You really want her to stay close to you. Oops. Sorry, that was where my headphones. I apologize. You hear that? Like, yo, look at this, y'all. We're gonna be pulling. We're gonna operate this platform, and it's gonna be. It's gonna get really hectic in here. So let me combine this really quick and use. Be in full health, and then we're gonna go ahead and operate the lever. I'm gonna go ahead and take out my rocket launcher. And just go ahead and arbitrarily just shoot these guys. That way they won't be shooting from below. And we're actually gonna play a little bit of a ring around the rosy on this part. And it does get very dizzy here, so you want to stay on one position. And when you see a sample, I'm gonna give you a sample of that spot. There's one spot that you really and what's stopping it is these guys. And those were the emblems, and we're not gonna be getting the emblems that often, and that's totally okay. The most important thing is to get through this game without dying. I know I've run this game multiple times, and there are times where I overdo a few weapons, and I end up dying. So you don't want to do that. We're gonna be using the rocket launcher. If you don't have a rocket launcher, you can definitely use a rifle gun. So they are right here. Alright. And now when we go up at the top, we're gonna be encountering a lot of enemies right here. So it is a lot easier to actually shoot them from above, down below. When you shoot these guys, oops. And that's what you get for actually overdoing it. So really don't do that. And that's what I meant, is to not overdo this. And really in my run, I've only died 2 times. And that's totally normal. Again, don't overdo. Okay, we got... Oh, we missed one. Excuse me, Sheva. Okay, we're good.
No, something's stopping it.
And it's that exact area right there. I'm just gonna go ahead and just keep running and running and running and running and running and running and running. So again, this is Ring Around the Rosie. Ooh. We did? Just wanted to make sure that I did. Oh, we did. Okay. And unfortunately, there is not, like, you do a lot of dodging, so you really gotta run through them. So, we're coming close to seeing who our real enemy is, so we're in for a ride here.
Cell is here.
If we want to find out, we're gonna have to lower that bridge.
Then we need to locate the controls. Maybe they're in that building.
Alright, we're just gonna keep going and going and going. And then I'm gonna have Sheva actually operate the lever.
Sheva!
Roger. I'll activate the elevator for you.
Alright. We're gonna be encountering the lickers. So, Chris is going to be the one pushing the big crate over there. And Chef is actually doing a very good job shooting those lickers. Oh, we missed one. Okay. That could happen on rare occasions. The goal is to really you want to make sure that you don't get attacked again. And I forgot to mention really early at the very beginning, most runners who do run RE5, they actually use in-game time.
7 minutes.
I'm gonna go ahead and restart, and then I'm going to have Sheva not have weapons. And then I'm gonna go ahead and equip my rocket launcher. You want to really shoot him with... Alright. That's okay. And Albert Wesker is our real enemy.
7 minutes is all I can spare.
So what I'm actually going to be doing here is I'm actually going to be shooting the platform right here
7 minutes.
on the left side,
All I can spare.
and then we're going to go ahead and shoot here. You can just And when he does that, you want to shoot him as much as you can. Give him as much damage. Here we go. Hey, it's fine if we attack. And he goes back on top. And now I'm gonna do restart. And don't worry, we're gonna be actually equipping our launch grenade here. So we're gonna be having our grenade launcher, and we're actually gonna be having the flash rounds. You don't want to be using the nitrogen. And then I'm going to go ahead and have Sheva get her gun again. We're gonna do the safe strat. So I'm gonna have a grenade launcher.
If we can remove that device on her chest, she might be to know.
We're gonna have her, and then we can throw her too. And then be literally behind her.
Jill, what are you doing?
You want to be behind her as much as possible.
Stop this! Jill, answer me! It's me, Chris! Don't you recognize me?
We have to get that device off her chest. Now, hold it down.
Come on, snap out of it!
Alright? So I got the... You want to shoot that device on her chest at least 6 times. You don't want to tear it off right now.
Don't do this, Jill!
And you don't want to do a lot of damage.
We have to get that device off her chest. Now,
Okay, that's the third one. You want to restrain her. I'm actually gonna let go.
Jill, what are you doing?
So don't go into a claustrophobic spot.
Stop this! Jill, answer me! It's me, Chris! Don't you recognize me?
That's the fourth one.
hold it down.
You don't want to keep shooting her. The more you do damage on her, she will die and you won't be able to beat her. That'll be the fifth one. And then we're gonna go on to our sixth.
Hold it down.
And I'm just gonna do a 7, because why not? So that way she can tear it off. Or actually, I'll tear it off. Alright, we're gonna restrain her one more time. You shoot that device. Or actually, she can take it off. There we go. Okay, that works too. Thank you, Sheva. Alright, we have saved Jill. If you want to find out on where she is at after this, go get the gold edition, and we're gonna you can play Desperate and Escape. So it's actually a really good game. So I really recommend it. We're gonna go ahead and just unequip everything because now we are on our last chapter and we're actually gonna be using.
Do you think they're planning to use it to spread Ouroboros?
Let me just give Sheva her stun rod because that is there we go.
This ship is huge.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and equip
Do you
this.
think they're planning to use it to spread Ouroboros?
No.
Don't worry, I wouldn't worry about these guys.
They must have another plan.
And I'm gonna take damage, it's fine. That's very intentional. Oh, hello. We're gonna keep moving and then we're gonna come across our checkpoint in just a moment. So when we do our checkpoint, it's going to have less enemies. So yeah, when you do checkpoints, the more you do checkpoints, there's going to be less enemies to encounter. So I really recommend it, but only on certain spots, especially here. We're going to be going through, and we're going to be going through our checkpoints. We're going to go ahead and go ready, and then, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and skip the cage trap. So I'm going to pull out my rocket launcher, and then where I'm going to be shooting is actually going to be right here. When that happens, the enemy on top who is in charge of the crane will no longer be there. So as you can see on the map, it's already blinking to where we need to be headed next. And why not? I can just go ahead and pick this up because I have room. And then we can go ahead and definitely do a restart here as well. So I'm going to be doing that again. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go on top, right here. Alright, and then we're gonna go ahead and just get over here. Now let's shoot that little doggy that he's just like ready to attack. Okay? Poor doggy though. Like, I love dogs and I have a dog of my own. And it's so sad that we actually have to do that to him. Oh, so sad. Alright. Okay, we are good. And then we're gonna go ahead and definitely just go through downstairs. We're gonna be encountering our machine Magini. And all it really takes is one shot. So as you notice throughout the run, I've always been using a rocket launcher, the handgun, and the grenade. Occasionally I'll be using the grenade launcher. One part I'll be using the Gatling gun to open the gate.
It goes a bit beyond just pissing him off.
So, are you going to tell me what happened?
Maybe. But not until...
We're just gonna go through. We're gonna go through without killing these guys. Cause at first for me, I thought it would be really hard for me to dodge them, but they're actually not really hard to dodge. Cause I thought they were like literally everywhere. I'm just like, ah! The first time I played, just like right here. But then you really need to go down here. And we're gonna be going across our checkpoint. We're gonna be doing a restart there. So that way there's less enemies to encounter. So here is the checkpoint right here, and we're gonna go ahead and do a restart. We're gonna go ahead and get through the Chainsaw Magini. Or actually, not the Chainsaw Magini.
Their weapons keep getting bigger.
don't need to take cover. And in order to, and you don't want to go through this right away. You actually would like to defeat the machine gun Magini first. Once you defeat him and collect the first card, the vault will be open to open the second, to get the second key card. Be careful with the rocket launchers because they do a lot of damage. There's a lot of things going on. It's just like, ah! Really, your goal is to really just dodge them. So they're just basically flying. Alright. And this is the end of chapter 6.6. Now we're gonna get to the big Ouroboros. That will be our next boss. Which won't be really hard actually. And we're gonna go ahead and just go through all these hostiles are piled up to be transformed to a big Ouroboros. You want to pay attention to the screen because you need to dodge and press at the right time. Because if you don't, you will get killed. So I'm pressing select as much as I can so I can skip through, and then we're gonna go ahead and run. We're gonna run for our lives. All right. Okay. And then we're gonna go ahead.
Persistent son of a bitch.
So now what? Do you think our weapons can hurt that thing?
We gotta get the hell out of here before it destroys this place.
Okay. And
Tearing through the ship! We can't
oh, there's nothing here. So we can use the rocket launcher because they're very, very sensitive. And this is what you want to get. Okay, and we're gonna use the key card. So we just went through a shortcut just to get through Excella. Excella is the big Ouroboros, and you'll be seeing her in just a moment. Poor lady, though. Poor lady. I'm gonna go ahead and equip my rocket launcher again, and we're like holding our guns, but we're really gonna use the rocket launcher for this part. We could go ahead and just shoot them, and I'm gonna be in the middle. Okay, this won't take long. When you do a playthrough, you will be using that key card to actually get the other weapon, but in this case we're going to use a rocket launcher. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So that's the biggest Ouroboros you will see in this run, or in this game in general. Now we are at the very end of the chapter, and we're going to be very careful with this chapter, because with the last chapter, we're gonna be the last one is going to be Wesker, and we're gonna beat him he's gonna be gone for good. We're gonna make sure of that. And oh no, the ship. And I'm gonna do something a little different in this one.
If it does, we'll initiate a
You want to go all out on this last chapter.
Spread this virus
Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and have Sheva on attack mode in just a moment. And don't worry, that fire doesn't really harm us. I'm gonna go ahead and collect that grenade right here. And then once Sheva is able to climb up, I will definitely have her on attack mode throughout the whole game. So you want to activate this so we can, and the gate will open very, very slowly. So no hard feelings on these. Oops, hello. Wow. What's so funny is that they actually hit themselves, so it's so funny. Oh, off the wall. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my rocket launcher for this, because these enemies will be popping out just like that. Remember what I said about overdoing? Do not overdo. That one has a rocket launcher, so really be careful. We can go ahead and I'm gonna do a checkpoint. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my rocket launcher. And we can just, you know, take our time and we can just roam around and just see if there's any other weapons that we can use. I'm gonna go ahead and go here, just in case. Do we need anything here? Not really. Oh, Sheva. And we're gonna just, you know what, there's not really much we can get here. The gate is almost open, so I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. And we're gonna go through the big Majini. They'll be popping out over there, and they'll be popping, another one popping out over there. Okay, the gate's open.
We'll never win in a fair fight. We need to fall back and come up with a plan.
Alright, we're encountering our final boss. We're gonna use the key card. And then I'm gonna have Sheva on attack mode on this part. I do something different that not a lot of runners do, and is that I use Sheva as on attack mode on this part. I'm gonna go ahead and restart so I can get ready.
I'll see you dead.
Whoops! Alright.
I'll see you dead. If that's all you have.
Every time we shoot, he dodges. Fighting in the shadows might be our only chance.
Ignorant cretins.
Let's do that again. And be careful when Sheva is on attack mode, honestly.
Is that all you have?
Every time we shoot, he dodges.
So yeah, just be careful when Sheva is on attack mode.
I'll see you dead. Ignorant.
Alright,
Do it now! Give him the shot!
there we go. We're almost done.
To the atmosphere,
Ensuring
ensuring
complete
complete
global saturation. Oh no, here comes the dramatic part. Oh no! No! So we're at our final boss fight. That was part 1. This is literally part 2 and the final.
Fall back.
Natural selection leaves the survivors.
So I'm just gonna move right here. And then
Humans have escaped this winnowing from the past.
there we go. Alright. And you really want to aim on by the lava.
Time's up, you son of a bitch.
Alright, and then, time. So this is, my run for RE5, despite the flaws that's happened, but, I'm really excited. I'm hoping this game gets in, but, this is Daily May here, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye!